The South China Sea is a crucial maritime area in Southeast Asia, acting as a major ocean highway. It connects the Indian Ocean to the Pacific, making it vital for global trade. A significant portion of the world's trade passes through these waters daily, linking Asia's factories to global markets. The sea is rich in natural resources with vast reserves of oil and natural gas beneath its seabed. These resources are essential for the fast-growing economies in the region. The South China Sea also supports diverse marine ecosystems, providing about 1/10 of the world's fish catch. Millions depend on fishing here for their livelihood, impacting coastal communities across Southeast Asia. The sea is dotted with small islands and reefs, like the Spratly and Paracel Islands, central to territorial disputes. Under international law, controlling these islands can extend a country's exclusive economic zone, granting rights to resources. This has led to intense competition and overlapping claims, particularly between the Philippines and China. China claims nearly the entire sea, conflicting with other nations' claims. This dispute has turned the South China Sea into a potential flashpoint for regional conflict, with global implications. The strategic importance of trade, resources, and territory makes this sea a focal point for international interest and disputes. The ongoing tensions highlight the need for peaceful resolution to ensure regional stability and global security. The Philippines, with its vast archipelago, has a deep connection to the sea, claiming part of the South China Sea as the West Philippine Sea. This claim is based on international law, specifically UNCLOS, granting exclusive economic zones extending 200 nautical miles from the coast. The West Philippine Sea is vital for the Philippines' food security and energy independence. Filipino fishermen have relied on these waters for generations, and areas like Scarborough Shoal are traditional fishing grounds. The potential for oil and gas in areas like Reed Bank offers economic opportunities. Beyond economics, it's about national territory and dignity, with the government duty-bound to protect its maritime zones. In 2016, the Philippines won a landmark legal victory at The Hague, affirming its claims and challenging China's historical assertions. This ruling provided a strong legal basis for the Philippines, transforming the dispute into a defense of internationally recognized rights. The victory is seen as a David versus Goliath story, where the Philippines stood up to a global superpower using the rule of law. The ruling has bolstered the Philippines' position in the court of global opinion, emphasizing the importance of upholding international law. China's claim to the South China Sea, represented by the 9-dash line, is vast, covering about 90% of the sea. This claim clashes with the exclusive economic zones of neighboring countries like the Philippines, Vietnam, and Malaysia. China's historical argument for the 9-dash line conflicts with modern international law, particularly UNCLOS. The 2016 Arbitral Tribunal ruling found no legal basis for China's historical claims, declaring the 9-dash line invalid. Despite this, China rejects the ruling and continues to enforce its claims using gray zone tactics. These tactics involve using Coast Guard and maritime militia vessels to intimidate and block other countries' ships. China has also built artificial islands in the Spratlys, establishing military infrastructure to project power. This militarization shifts the strategic balance, complicating efforts by countries like the Philippines to assert their rights. The ongoing tension underscores the need for adherence to international law to resolve disputes peacefully. The Philippines-China conflict in the South China Sea dates back decades, with tensions rising in the 1970s over the Spratly Islands. The 1990s saw significant escalation when China occupied Mischief Reef within the Philippines' exclusive economic zone. Diplomatic efforts in the late 1990s and 2000s failed to curb China's expansion, leading to frustration in Manila. A turning point came in 2012 with the Scarborough Shoal standoff, where China maintained control despite a brokered withdrawal deal. This incident highlighted the limits of negotiation without leverage, prompting the Philippines to pursue legal action. In 2013, the Philippines filed an arbitration case against China under UNCLOS, challenging the 9-dash line's legality. This marked a shift from quiet diplomacy to a public defense of national interests, culminating in the 2016 ruling. The legal victory underscored the importance of international law in resolving disputes. The Philippines' assertive stance has set a precedent for defending maritime rights. The ongoing conflict emphasizes the need for peaceful resolution and adherence to international norms. The situation remains a test of the international rules-based order. The Philippines' actions highlight the importance of upholding sovereignty and legal rights in the face of aggression. For Filipinos, the South China Sea dispute is a matter of national pride and economic survival. Public opinion strongly supports asserting the country's rights in the West Philippine Sea. The economic impact is felt by fishermen facing harassment from Chinese forces affecting their livelihoods. The 2016 Arbitral Award is a source of national pride, seen as a victory for the rule of law. Social media and a free press keep the issue in public consciousness, fueling nationalist sentiment. Hashtags like #Atinido mobilize citizens, creating a sense of shared purpose. Public pressure influences government policy, pushing for a robust defense of maritime rights. The dispute is a test of national resolve and the importance of upholding international law. Under President Ferdinand Marcos Jr., the Philippines has adopted an assertive transparency strategy. This involves publicizing China's aggressive actions in the West Philippine Sea. The Philippine Coast Guard documents incidents of harassment, releasing them to media to expose China's behavior. This transparency aims to rally international support and strengthen national unity. The Philippines is also enhancing its maritime capabilities with more frequent patrols and resupply missions. Modernizing its armed forces and deepening alliances, particularly with the U.S., bolsters its defense. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement allows closer coordination with the U.S., acting as a deterrent. This multi-pronged approach combines public diplomacy, operational tenacity, and alliance building. The strategy underscores the importance of transparency and international cooperation. The Philippines' actions highlight the need for a united front against aggression. The ongoing conflict emphasizes the importance of upholding sovereignty and legal rights. The situation remains a test of the international rules-based order. The U.S. plays a key role in the South China Sea dispute as a treaty ally of the Philippines. The 1951 Mutual Defense Treaty commits the U.S. to defend the Philippines in case of an armed attack. Recent clarifications affirm this applies to conflicts in the South China Sea, deterring Chinese aggression. Joint patrols and military aid strengthen the Philippines' defense capabilities. The Enhanced Defense Cooperation Agreement allows U.S. forces to respond quickly to regional crises. Regular joint military exercises improve interoperability between the two countries. The U.S. also conducts freedom of navigation operations to challenge excessive maritime claims. These operations support the Philippines by reinforcing the principle of unclose-based claims. The U.S. commitment underscores the importance of alliances in maintaining regional stability. The situation highlights the need for a united front against aggression. The ongoing conflict emphasizes the importance of upholding sovereignty and legal rights. The situation remains a test of the international rules-based order. The Philippines has garnered international support in its dispute with China. Countries like Japan, Australia, and Canada have condemned China's actions and supported the 2016 arbitral ruling. Practical assistance, such as patrol vessels from Japan, enhances the Philippines' maritime capabilities. Joint patrols with Australia and increased naval presence from European nations demonstrate commitment to freedom of navigation. International groupings like the G7 and the EU emphasize peaceful resolution based on international law. This support isolates China diplomatically and pressures it to moderate its behavior. The Philippines' network of partners amplifies its voice and adds layers of deterrence. The situation highlights the importance of international cooperation in upholding the rules-based order. The South China Sea conflict has global implications, affecting international trade and the rules-based order. A significant portion of global commerce passes through these waters, making any disruption catastrophic for the global economy. The dispute tests the international system of laws and norms, challenging the principle of peaceful dispute resolution. China's rejection of the 2016 ruling sets a dangerous precedent, encouraging other countries to ignore international law. The region's militarization increases the risk of conflict, potentially involving major powers like the US and China. The stakes are high, with global peace and stability hanging in the balance. The Philippines' stand is about defending sovereignty and rights under international law. The outcome will impact the future of the Indo-Pacific region and the global order. Supporting a peaceful resolution is crucial for maintaining peace, stability, and free trade. The situation underscores the importance of upholding international norms and cooperation. The ongoing conflict emphasizes the need for a united front against aggression. The situation remains a test of the international rules-based order,